go in details of that, you will not understand anything and get confused. So better way you prepare everything very nicely. There will not be any internal options, etc. Only 15 questions will be there, and all 15 you will have to solve, right? So now let us start our revision from unit number 1. So in unit number 1, what first concept we have studied, and that was the base of all the topics from unit number 1 as well as unit number 2. That concept was, now you should answer me in the chat box. Okay, be interactive during the session. The topic that we have studied was rank of the matrix, correct? So in this rank of the matrix, variety of questions one can ask. One can ask you the definition of rank of matrix. So your first concept was rank of matrix, right? Now how we define the rank? It is the highest order of, it is the order of highest ordered non-vanishing minor. This is one way in which we can define. So if the rank is 0, now we denote it by the letter R. So if rank of matrix A is not 0, if say R, if rank of A is R, then there exists at least one minor. And how it should be? Non-zero. So this is the condition. There exists at least one minor of order R, which is non-zero. And then what can you say about every minor of order R plus 1? Yes. What can you say about every minor of order R plus 1? Whether it should be 0 or non-zero? I'm saying that rank of matrix is R. Okay. Suppose rank of the matrix is 3. Then rank of, at least one minor of order 3 by 3 will be non-zero. Okay. So I'm now asking you, what is the value of minor of order 4 by 4? That is the meaning of my question. Okay. I'm repeating the question. You can answer to the co-host. Please reply to the co-host. Don't reply to the host. I'm asking you if the rank of, so I'm making your question simple. Suppose a rank of A equal to 3. Okay. So what will be the value of minor of order 4 by 4? Whether it will be 0 or non-zero? Yes, Pratik has answered it correctly. Those who have understood the concept of rank can answer. And I want each and everyone's answer. I'm recording your chat. I'm going to see how many of you have answered. Right? Everyone has to answer. Reply to me. So, minor of order 4 by 4. This should be 0. Okay? Every minor of order R plus 1 is 0. Why it is 0? Because the meaning of the rank is the minor of order R is non-zero, and this is the highest order, isn't it? There exists at least one minor of order R which is non-zero. Already written. Okay. There exists at least one minor of order, non-zero minor of order R. So all the minors of order R plus 1 will be 0. Because if the R plus 1 minor is non-zero, then the rank will become R plus 1, isn't it? Okay, so this is one definition for rank, which one can ask. The other definition of rank that one can ask is, it is the rank is nothing but number of non-zero rows. Someone has answered it. Number of non-zero rows in echelon form of matrix, not in any matrix, but in echelon form of matrix. So what is the meaning of rank? Rank is nothing but number of non-zero rows in the echelon form of matrix. Okay, right. Now, my next question is, so this is the concept that I'm revising. This is concept one, right? And we have seen the definition of rank and the meanings, right? Now, my question is, if A has all minors of order r plus 1 equal to 0, okay, all minors of order r plus 1 equal to 0, then what can you say about rank of A? Whether it is equal to r, less than r, greater than r, what it will be? I'm repeating my question. If A has all minors of order 1 r plus 1 0, then whether the rank will be equal to r, less equal r, or greater equal r. Yes, only Pratik Lokhande right now has given the answer. Rishikesh, think on it again. Okay, Shinde Vaibhav has answered correctly. Sakshi Gavde has answered correctly. Yes, Somnath, correct. Yes, Shreyas, correct. So if A has all minors of order r plus 1 is 0, means suppose it is a 5 by 5 matrix and all minors of order 4 by 4 are 0, then the rank compulsorily will not be 3. It will be any number less than 4. It may be 3, 4, 4 anything, 3, 2, 1, isn't it? So if all minors of order r plus 1 are 0, then rank of A is less equal r, or you can say rank of A is strictly less than r plus 1. Okay, both the things have the same meaning. I hope you people are getting me. Okay, I hope you people are getting me, right? So this is the concept of rank of the matrix. Now, one more statement that one can ask on the rank of matrices. See, this being a what we can say a theoretical part, there can be confusions. That's why I'm spending a lot of time on this. The question can be asked in a twisted manner, right? Okay. Now, suppose A is non-singular of order n by n. A is non-singular of order n by n. Then what can you say about rank of A? A is non-singular of order. Say A is 3 by 3 matrix and it is non-singular. Then what can you say about rank of A? Yes, Shruti, correct. Sakshi, correct. I'm asking for n by n. Pratik, correct. So if the matrix is non-singular, then rank of A must be equal to n. Absolutely correct. Okay. So all have to answer my question. Repeatedly, the same students are answering. I want the response from everyone. Okay, now suppose your matrix is of order m by n, right? M by n. Then in terms of m and n, what can you say about the rank? So rank of A and m and n, what is the relation between these two? If A matrix is of order m by n, then now m by n may be 5 by 4, 4 by 5, 6 by 7, 10 by 11, anything, any numbers, right? So what can you say about the rank of A? Suppose this is a 3 by 4 matrix. Can the rank be 4? Can the rank be 4? If it is a 3 by 4 matrix, can the rank be 4? No. No, the rank can't be 4. Yeah, somebody has given the answer just now. Uh, so what is the concept? Yeah, Pratik, there is a small mistake. You are partially correct, not completely. Mahesh has given correct answer. Roll number 82 has given the answer, and someone else in, yeah, Mahesh has given the correct answer. So if it is m by n matrix for 3 by 4, the rank will be definitely less than or equal to 3, right? If it is 4 by 3, then the rank again will be less equal 3. So for m by n, rank of A is minimum of m and n, less equal. Correct, Somnath, right? You can keep the notes in front of you while answering my question. Okay. Then next is elementary row column operations do not alter the rank. They do not alter the rank. Elementary row column operations, they don't alter the rank. Okay. Right. Now, if I give you a matrix A of say this type, what is rank of this matrix? Answer quickly. If you are fast enough, I'll be able to take more number of questions, and I want response from everyone. As I told you, I'm recording the responses. This chart is getting recorded, students. I'll come to know who has answered and who has not. Okay. You don't have to write anything today, or you can just note it down in short in your notebook, but in detail calculations we are not doing. Good. So rank of A is 3. Correct. If I give you a matrix like this, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, what is rank of A? Be fast, everyone has to answer. Yes, correct. The rank of A is 1. If I give you the matrix as 1 2 3 2 4 6 3 6 9, what is the rank of matrix? 1 2 3 2 4 6 3 6 9. What is the rank? The rank is again 1. Correct. If I give you the matrix, say, I'm taking same numbers, but it can be any kind of matrix. Huh? You just have to observe the relation carefully. Yes. What is the rank of this matrix? Correct. First two rows are same. That means it is as good as one row. So here rank is equal to 2. Absolutely correct. Now, if your matrix is, say, of the form uh, 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3, what is the rank of matrix? Yes, correct. If I give you the matrix, say uh, 1 2 3 4 5 0 1 2 3 4 0 0 1 2 3, and again all are 0 rows here. What is rank of the matrix? Think before you answer. The order of the matrix is 4 by 4, but 3 non-zero rows are there, so rank of the matrix is 3, right? Now, if I give you a matrix of this type, 1 2 4 6, okay, minus 1 2, let me not tick 2, 3. See, I'm writing the new equation every time. So, yeah. Now, can you tell me what is rank of this matrix? Just observe the rows carefully. Don't do any calculation. What is rank of this matrix? Now, order of the matrix is there are 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay, Diya Pawar has answered correctly. Then Rishikesh Vaidya Sanket has answered correctly. Omkar has answered correctly. Aditya wrong. Pranesh wrong. Pranav correct. Your answer is correct. Yes, Pranesh correct. Mahesh Lokare correct. Ojas, there is a mistake. Sakshi, there is a mistake. Ganesh correct. Why students are going in waiting room again and again? Yes, what is rank of this? Anoop, think before you answer. I want perfect answer, Mrunal, not the conditional answer. So here, students, you observe. See, in MCQs, the questions will not be so lengthy. You just have to observe the numbers carefully. You observe that here, sum of first two rows is the third row, isn't it? If you add the first row to the second row, then R1 plus R2 is nothing but R3, right? So if I add these two rows here, I'll get 0, 5, 5, 8. That means these two rows are same, right? If these two rows are same, I can count them as 1. So this one and this one. So what is rank of this matrix? Rank of the matrix is 2. Okay, if you are unable to guess like this, better you do the calculations in detail in exam, no problem. Okay, now I'll give you another example. Okay, now can you tell me what is rank of this matrix immediately? Yes, Damadip, your answer is correct. Pawadiya, correct. Garje, correct. Atharva Mayur, correct. Shreyas Pawar, correct. Think before you answer. Don't answer immediately. Now, see, if you are unable to answer directly just by looking at the numbers, better you perform operations. Okay. See, whenever the matrix is of order, say 2 by 2, 3 by 3, just observe whether there is some relation. Now, here you can observe that this column plus this column is this column, right? So, the rank will be 2. Now, those who are unable to do it, they may apply. This is the safe method, right? This is going to give you definitely the correct answer. So R2 minus 2 R1 means minus 1 here. R3 minus 3 R1 means 0 here, isn't it? And 9 minus 9. So what it will be? Again 0. Wait. Again 0, isn't it? So what is the rank of the matrix? It will not take more than a step to get the answer. Okay. So rank of the matrix is 2. Okay. R1 and R3 are multiples, right? That way also you can answer the question. R1 and R3, they are multiples of each other. So rank is this, right? Okay, so such type of lot many questions one can form, and therefore, if I give you any question bank that is of no use, any kind of combination one can ask you, right? So this is about the rank of the matrix. Concept 1 we have revised. Now concept 2. System of equations, right? Now for the system of equation, we'll just discuss a chart. In order to solve the system of equation, first of all, what you do, you write down the augmented matrix. Then you reduce the matrix to echelon form. For the echelon form, you apply only row transformations, isn't it? Using row transformations. This is very important. We apply the, because we generally use the echelon form for solving the system of equations. So we apply the row transformation only. And then depending on the nature of rank of A augmented B, we find the solution. Okay. Then we find rank A and rank of A augmented B, isn't it? So this is first step, this is second step, this is the third step. Find rank, both the ranks. And then we comment on the answer. So I'll draw the chart here. Okay. So what is that chart? The system Ax equal to B can be of two types. It can be non-homogeneous or it can be homogeneous. Okay. Now when the system is non-homogeneous, if B is non-zero, and when it is homogeneous, if B means the right hand side is 0, right? Now in the non-homogeneous system, we have three possibilities. Either the system, sorry, first of all, two possibilities. It is consistent or inconsistent. Okay. Now when the system is consistent, tell me, if it is a non-homogeneous system, when the system is consistent, suppose it is of order m by n, right? And here also it is of order m by n. So when it is consistent, so it is consistent if rank of A, this can be a MCQ of 1 mark, condition for consistency. Okay, if rank A equal to rank of A augmented B, correct, few students are answering right. correctly. So rank A equal to rank of A augmented B, then we say that it is consistent. If rank A is not equal to rank of A augmented B, we say that it is inconsistent. Now suppose your rank of A is R, right? Suppose this rank A is R. So in consistent condition, again there are two things. If R is equal to N and R is less than N. Now if R is equal to N, how many solutions we get? N means number of variables. So here M equations and N variables we have, right? So if you have rank equal to number of variables, everybody has to answer quickly. So what is the solution type? Trivial, non-trivial, we talk in case of homogeneous, not here. Okay, if R equal to N, which is equal to number of variables, yes, we get unique solution. No, not trivial, unique solution. Trivial word we use only for the homogeneous system. Trivial or non-trivial word we use only for the homogeneous system. So here we get unique solution, and I'm writing in short now. You try to understand my notations. This is infinitely many. Okay. Here what I have written, infinitely many. Right? If R is less than N, so let there be unique solution or infinite solution. That means it is consistent. And in which case we get inconsistent system if R is, so there is nothing to write, isn't it? If rank A is not equal to rank of A augmented B, here we say that there is no solution to the system, right? Now for homogeneous system, we have always consistent case. Okay. So homogeneous system is always consistent. But then if it is consistent, you know that there are two possibilities. Either there will be unique solution or there will be infinitely many solutions, right? So in which case you will get the unique solution? You will get the unique solution if the rank of A equal to number of variables. Here infinitely many if rank of A is less than the number of variables, right? So the condition is same. Now this unique solution, someone was answering here for the non-homogeneous, but it is the word used for homogeneous. This is called as the trivial solution because it is nothing but the zero solution. Okay. And here the solution is called as non-trivial solution because we get the non-zero solution. The meaning of these words is same. Okay. Zero and trivial, non-zero and non-trivial, the word has same meaning, right? So this is about the homogeneous and non-homogeneous system. Now in particular, if I give you, so this is a particular case. If your A is 3 by 3 matrix, means you have matrix of coefficients. Okay. If you have a any kind of system with 3 variables and 3 unknowns, right? And now if I had coefficient for say Ax equal to B, a non-homogeneous system I'm considering, and if determinant of A is non-zero, what can you comment? If determinant of A not equal to 0, that means now this one can give in the form A is non-singular. If A is non-singular, then what can you comment about the solution? Yes, if A is non-singular, we always get unique solution. Remember this. And what that unique solution is? X equal to A inverse B. Just remember that whenever the determinant is non-zero, A inverse will exist and this will give us the unique solution. Got my point? So this is the first thing, right? If determinant of A equal to 0, then there are two possibilities. Either either there will be infinitely many solutions or there will be a case of no solution. So this we need to check. Is it okay? But this I am talking about which system? Ax equal to B. If your system is Ax equal to 0, right? Then determinant of A not equal to 0 implies unique solution, which is nothing but the trivial solution which is nothing but the zero solution, right? And if determinant of A equal to 0, then we get non-trivial, that is non-zero, that is infinite solutions. Is it okay? So those who have understood while doing the problems, they will not face any difficulty in all these questions, right? Now, maybe some system will be given to you and one may ask you to find the condition on unknown constants, etc., etc. Now, answer my questions fast. Homogeneous system of linear equation, whether it is always consistent, always inconsistent, or infinite many solutions. I'm repeating. Homogeneous system of equation is always consistent, always inconsistent, or has always infinite solutions. Always consistent is correct. Absolutely correct. Yes, correct, correct. Then, for a non-homogeneous system, condition for consistency is, you just have understood, rank A equal to rank of A augmented B, right? Okay, so now see, yeah, this one question is different. Suppose A is n by n matrix, right? And A is n by n. The system is A is equal to 0, okay? And rank of A is less than n, then the system has how many solutions? Tell me.
Infinitely many.
Infinitely many.
Infinitely many solutions.
Right. Infinitely many solutions. Correct. Now one can give you such type of systems. X plus y plus z equal to 1. Then the second is say x plus 2y plus 4z equal to 2. Then x plus 4y plus 10z equal to 3, 4. And then the question may be check what whether it has a unique or infinite or no solution case. So what you'll do? What you'll do? You'll just write down the augmented matrix, right? Reduce it to the echelon form. So see, this you can do like this: R2 minus R1, R3 minus R1 in same step. So 1, 1, 1, 1. These numbers will be 0, 1, 3, 1, then 0, 3, 9, and 3. Okay. And now you now see in exam, if it is theory paper, you'll have to write completely. But in online question paper, you can just skip this step. Right. This second row and third row, they are same. So what will be the rank? Rank will be 2. Rank of this matrix will be 2 and you will get infinitely many solutions. Correct, Om? Correct, Om. Right, Sagar. Right, Somnath. Correct, Atharva. Correct. So we'll get infinitely many solutions, right? Now the system may be like this. Say x plus 2y minus z equal to 0 and 3x plus, I think this type of question we have solved in the Moodle test somewhere. Then 2x plus 4y and plus k minus 3z equal to 0, right? So for what value of k we get infinitely many solutions? For what value of k we get infinitely many solutions? So how to do it? You can do it by two techniques, either echelon form or you can do it by determinant also, but let us do it for echelon form. So 1 2 minus 1, echelon form always works. 2 4 k minus 3, right? This is your matrix. Here all are zeros, so you'll perform r2 minus 3 r1, r3 minus 2 r1, right? Apply these operations, then you'll get 1 2 minus 1 and 0. These numbers will be 0. Then 8 minus 6, that is 2. Then minus 3 plus 3, that is 0. This is 0. 2 minus 2, 4 minus 4. And k minus 3 plus 2, that is k minus 1. Yeah, this you can do. I have done it fast, I know. But this step you can do. For tell me, Somnath, how you are getting two values? Only one value will be there. So for what value of k we get infinite solutions? For what value of k we get? Yes, yes. Do not unmute yourself, answer in the chat box. Let everybody answer, think and answer independently. Okay, so this is the solution. Now concept number 3 is linear dependence and independence. Linear dependence and independence. So first of all, the definition one can ask for 1 mark, right? So what is the definition of linearly dependent and independent vectors? Let x1, x2, xn be the vectors. Now c1 x1 plus c2 x2 up to cn xn equal to 0 if this implies that ci equal to 0 for all I. I hope you understand these notations, or you write in words, or you can underline in your notes if you are referring. This it will be better if you are keeping the notes in front of you and referring while I'm explaining this topic to you. So if ci equal to 0 for all I, right? Then what will be your conclusion? This implies x1, x2, xn are linearly dependent or independent? Answer in the chat box. I think student have started turning the pages of their notebook. Okay. And the variety of answers I'm getting, which was not expected. I was expecting same answer from all. Anoop, think before you answer. If all CIs are 0, if all CIs are 0 means there is no relation among XIs, isn't it? So in this case, they are linearly independent. Okay. And if the CIs are not all 0, then x1, x2, xn are linearly dependent. Okay. Now, how to remember this simple thing? If I give you the vector u as 1, 2, 3, v as, or let us use the notation, our regular notation x1 and x2. If I give you x1 as 1, 2, 3, x2 as say 3, 6, 9, right? Then what you observe? You observe that x2 is 3 times x1. So 3x1 minus x2 equal to 0. So your C1 is 3 and C2 is minus 1. They are non-zero. So what you are getting? You are getting dependent. Okay? You are getting the vectors as dependent. But if I give you say x2, x1 equal to 1, 2, 3, I'm taking simple example. In exam, you will have to solve these properly. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Now you will observe that. Please check it. You will observe that there is no relation. So 0 times x1 plus 0 times x2 only can give me 0. So my C1 is 0 and C2 is 0. Therefore, these are independent. Okay. And what is the procedure to check linear dependence and independence? If you are unable to judge it directly, then what you can do? So you write C1x1 plus C2x2 up to Cn xn equal to 0. Then write down the augmented matrix. Okay. Then reduce to, here it will be all zeros. Then you reduce to echelon form. Okay. And if your rank is less than the number of variables, the rank is less means infinitely many solutions, means non-zero solutions. If non-zero solutions means dependent, right? And if rank is equal to the number of variables means unique solution, means zero solution, means independent. Okay. Right now I'm taking it as a quick revision. If there are certain confusions in your mind, better you go through the concept once again. Okay. So now concept number 4. Linear transformation.
Ma'am, can you move little upward?
Yes. It's already very neatly, nicely written in your notebook, students. And the way I'm revising the topic, the same way for each concept, you should have your own handwritten, say 1 page of short note summary along with you, which will be helpful at the last minute revision. Okay. And then keep it aside. At the time of exam, don't carry anything with you. You definitely will get confused. Okay. Do not chat with anybody. Don't ask any question to anyone. You just trust on yourself and answer. Okay. Your answer will definitely be correct if sufficient revision is there. Right? Okay. Now, concept number 4 is of linear transformation. So, linear transformation is given by y equal to ax. If this determinant of a is non-zero, then transformation is called as non-singular or regular transformation. Okay. If determinant of a equal to 0, then it is called as a singular transformation. Right? Transformation is called as a singular transformation. Now, suppose the next part or next kind of concept. Suppose A is a transformation which takes x to y. Okay, A is a transformation matrix which takes x to y. What is meaning of this? This means y is x, and B is a transformation matrix which takes y to z. That is, z is nothing but B into y or B of y. Okay, then one can ask you, what is the transformation? What is matrix for transformation which takes x to z, okay, or z to x? Any type of question one can ask. So for x to z, what to do? We have z equal to by, right? And what is y? Y is nothing but x. So we will get it as bax, right? So what we are getting? Z equal to bax. So which transformation is taking x to z? That is BA, right? So what is meaning of this? So, BA takes x to z, right? Now, if I want, students, mute yourself. Okay, so this is the transformation which take x to z. Now, if I want the transformation from z to x, what should I do? Answer in the chat box fast. No, no, Shruti. No, Ganesh, no, Shinde. AB will not work. Z to X I want. See, if A takes X to Y, then which transformation will take Y to X back? Tell me.
AB.
No. Okay, I think you people, yeah. One Sakshi Gaude has given it correctly. Good Sakshi. If A takes X to Y, if A takes X to Y, I have Y equal to AX, right? So I get X equal to A inverse Y, means A inverse takes Y to X back, isn't it? 1 upon AB has no meaning, Yash. Matrix मध्ये divide करतो का आपण कधी? Right? So now you answer my question. Which transformation will take Z to X? Everybody has to answer.
B.
It will be sorry, it will be BA inverse. And what is BA inverse? Now can you answer? What is BA inverse?
A inverse.
Okay, Sahil, then I might have been, Sahil had given the answer. Yes. What is B inverse? BA inverse? It is A inverse B inverse. So this is the answer. Okay, right. Now, if A is orthogonal, next concept in the same, this is a sub concept actually. I should not write it as a separate thing. Okay, so if A into A transpose equal to I, what we call A? What we call A? Everybody has to answer. Only Shruti has answered the question. If A into A transpose equal to I, what we call A? We call A as orthogonal matrix. Okay, and then Y equal to AX is called as orthogonal transformation. Okay, orthogonal transformation. Right. Now, what are properties of orthogonal matrix? If A is orthogonal, then first property about the determinant, what it is? Correct, Sakshi.
Plus
Correct,
one or
Shruti.
minus
Correct,
one.
Aditya. Yes, yes, yes. So determinant of A is plus or minus 1. Correct. Then what can you say about inverse of A?
Also orthogonal.
Everyone has to answer. Yes.
1 upon A.
1 upon A has no meaning. It
It's
is A
orthogonal.
transpose. A transpose, right? A inverse equal to A transpose. Okay. Right. Now, if A is orthogonal, then A transpose is also orthogonal, right? Okay. So if it is orthogonal, then it will be definitely non-singular, isn't it? Because the determinant is non-zero. Therefore, it is non-singular also, right? Now, what kind of question? Yes. Now it is given that suppose if say y1 equal to 1 by 3, sorry, minus 2 by 3 x1 plus x2 plus 2 by 3 x3, y2 equal to 2 by 3 x1 plus 2 by 3 x2 plus x3, then y3 equal to 1 by 3 x1 minus 2 by 3 x2 plus 2 by 3 x3 is an orthogonal transformation. Okay, then what is inverse transform? Okay, what is inverse transform? Now it is given that this is the orthogonal transformation. What is matrix of this transformation? Can you tell me? Matrix of this transformation, it will be minus 2 by 3, 1, 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 1, 1 by 3, minus 2 by 3 and 2 by 3. Okay, sorry, here it is again 1 by 3 and here again 1 by 3. Please correct the numbers if you are writing with me. So this will be the matrix, right? A is this matrix. Now we want to find the inverse transformation, right? So for that I need, now it is given that A is orthogonal. This is given to you. So if I want the inverse transformation, I want A inverse. But what is A inverse? Sanket has answered correctly. What is A inverse? A inverse is nothing but A transpose. What is A transpose? Now you just have to take the transpose of this matrix. So minus 2 by 3, 1 by 3, 2 by 3, then 2 by 3, 2 by 3, 1 by 3, then 1 by 3 minus 2 by 3 and 2 by 3. This will be the matrix, isn't it? And what is the transformation? Transformation will be, now here it will be x1, x2, x3, equal to this matrix and into y1, y2, y3. So if you write in terms of equation, your x1 will be minus 2 by 3 y1 plus 2 by 3 y2 plus 1 by 3 y3 and so on. Two more equations will be there. Is it clear to all? Please type y. I prefer to solve it instead of asking you any question. Okay. Is it clear to all? Right. So now one can ask you, or the transformation will be given to you, and one can ask you only inverse. Then you just have to take the transpose. Remember, whenever the word is orthogonal, inverse means you just have to take the transpose of the matrix, and that's all. Right? Okay. Now, one can ask you to find the image, or this is for what value of k. A equal to 1 by 2 k, then minus k and 1 by 2 is orthogonal. This may be a question. So you can do it by just taking A transpose equal to identity, right? Then there may be a question for what value of AB. Okay, so here it is B minus 5, 5 and B. And here we have 1 by 13. So for what value? Now A transpose equal to identity. Your A is B minus 5, 5B. Your transpose will be B minus 5, 5B. And this is equal to identity, right? So this is 1 upon 169. And when you take this product, it is B square plus 25, right? And now you just have to find one value, isn't it? So 1 by 169 into b square plus 25, this is 1. So b square plus 25 is 169. So b square is 169 minus 25, that is 144. So b is plus minus 12, isn't it? Like this you can get the answer. There must be plus or minus sign. Okay. So this is a possible type of question. There may be a 2 by 2 question or 3 by 3 question, right? And then this matrix will be given cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta, cos theta, right? So do you know whether it is orthogonal or not? Answer me in the chat box. Do you know whether it is orthogonal or not? Yes, it is an orthogonal matrix, right? This matrix is an orthogonal matrix, correct. Now, only one thing, that is about the composite transformation. We have discussed one example just now of that type. But the question may be of this type. Yeah. See. Find transformation which maps 1, 1 to 3 minus 1. Okay. And 2, 1. Okay. Which maps 1, 1 and 3 minus 1 to 2, 1 and 1, 2 respectively. Okay. So what does it mean? See, the vector 1, 1 you write as the first vector, 3 minus 1 you write as the second vector. You have to apply a matrix A on it, and your answer must be 2, 1 first vector and 1, 2 second vector. Okay. So now this matrix A you will have to calculate, and for that you'll have to assume certain values for A, say A, B, C, D. Simplify, get the values of A, B, C, D, and that will be your answer. So this is a kind of question which one can ask, right? or there may be such type of transformation. Express x1 equal to 3y1 plus 2y2, x2 equal to minus y1 plus 4y2, then y1 equal to z1 plus 2z2, y2 equal to 3z1. Okay, so express in matrix form and find transformation which takes x1 x2 to z1 z2. Okay, so this is another kind of question. So now see, here x is the matrix. Can anybody tell me the matrix for this transformation? Here I have to write y1 y2. The replies are reduced. Why? I don't know. The number of replies are reduced. Am I clearly audible, students? Please, someone reply in the chat box. Okay, okay. I thought I'm not audible. So can anybody tell me? Yeah, Sakshi has given the answer. But Sakshi, you need to write it in. You are telling column or rows. I'm not understanding that. Shruti, okay. So first row is 3, 2. Second row is minus 1, 4. This will be the matrix. Okay. Then for the second transformation, the matrix will be y1, y2 is your answer, and the matrix is 1, 2, and 3, 0. Right? And here you have z1, z2. Now this is x equal to ay, and here y equal to bz. Right? Now what do you want? You want x to z. You want to go from x to z. So something into x must be equal to z. I want my answer in terms of z. So what this matrix is, that is the question. I leave it for you to do on your own. You just think on it carefully and then answer. So with this, actually, the revision of first unit is over. I have revised each and every topic from unit number 1. Okay. Now from unit number 2, something related with the variety was large here in first unit, and we never revised any topic from unit 1. So I preferred to take those examples first, or those concepts first. Now eigenvalue, eigenvector, I'm sure that you all can do it independently also. Already in the tutorial sessions you have done these things, but still a quick revision of 5 minutes will take on the second unit, and then I'll stop. Okay, so just let me start with, yeah, Sagar, you are saying that you can do it. Please do this example on your own, right? Interesting question, and it may be asked in any form: x into y, y into z, anything. Yes, Sanket, what do you want to ask? Sanket Rathod, I'm not getting your question. You have answered something in the chat box. I'm not getting what you have said. Unit 2. Now, unit 2 is totally based on the concept of eigenvalues and eigenvectors, right? So, always remember, in the equation ax equal to lambda x, this x is called as eigenvector. This is never zero. This lambda is a scalar, and this is called as eigenvalue. What is the characteristic equation? Characteristic equation is a minus lambda I equal to 0. Okay. So a minus lambda I equal to 0 is the characteristic equation. See, Sanket, the application part is not there for the MCQs. Okay, those are the theory questions. Now, Pratik, my notes, I just now you have seen, I'm not writing it so neatly because these are the revision topics. So maybe you are noting the points with me. Okay, characteristic equation is determinant of A minus lambda I. Yeah, unit 3 I'll share. A minus lambda I equal to 0. This is the characteristic equation. Then the roots are called as the characteristic values or the eigenvalues, right? So now if lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are eigenvalues of A, right? What we know about eigenvalues of A inverse, or first of all, what are the properties? Trace of A. What is trace of A? What is determinant of A? Tell me fast. Quickly answer in the chat box. What is trace of A? S1 is the notation, but what is the trace of A? Sum of diagonal elements, that is okay. But what about the in terms of eigenvalues? What is trace of A? Yes, this is equal to lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3. It is sum of the eigenvalues, right? That is the trace of A. And what is determinant of A? It is the
lambda 1 into lambda 2 into lambda 3.
right. It is the product of eigenvalues. Okay. Right. So this is about the eigenvalues. Then eigenvalues of A inverse. What are eigenvalues of A inverse? Tell me.
1 upon A1, 1 upon A2, till 1 upon A.
1 upon lambda 1, 1 upon lambda 2, 1 upon lambda 3. Right? Not A1, A2. It is lambda 1. I think you want to say the same thing. Right? Now, what are eigenvalues of A square? Isn't it? Those are the square of the eigenvalues of A. Right? Eigenvalues of A square are lambda 1 square, lambda 2 square, and so on, lambda n square. Okay. If all lambda I is not equal to 0, then what can you say about determinant of A? What can you say about determinant of A? Yes, determinant of A is also non-zero. So matrix is non-singular. If some lambda I for some I, then what can you say? Then determinant of A is equal to 0. And then your matrix will be singular. You got my point? The matrix will be singular. Okay. Right. Now, if A is symmetric and lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are distinct, then the corresponding eigenvectors are. How the eigenvectors are? They are, yes, they are orthogonal. Okay. For any matrix, if lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are distinct, corresponding x1, x2, x3 are linearly independent. If eigenvalues are different, eigenvectors are linearly independent. But in case of symmetric matrix, if eigenvalues are distinct, then they are orthogonal. Okay, so just remember this thing. Okay, what are eigenvalues of k into A? I forgot to write this point. What are eigenvalues of k into A? Those are k times lambda 1, k times lambda 2, k times lambda 3. Now, instead of k, one can give you 5a, 6a, 7a. So you just have to multiply the values by those numbers. Okay, can anybody tell me eigenvalues for this matrix? Now, options also I'll give you 4, 5, -4, -6, 4, 6, and none of the above. What is the correct answer? Now you don't have to do any calculation. Okay, what is trace of this matrix? It is 10. What is determinant of this matrix? Determinant of this matrix is 16 minus 8, that is 8, right? 16 minus 8, that is 8. So if it is the case, you select the pair of those numbers for which the summation is 10 and the product is 8. This you know that is the sum of the eigenvalues, and you know that this is the product of eigenvalues. So yeah, no, this is not 8, it is 24. So which two numbers have product 24? So actually product 24 is for B as well as C, but sum is 10 only for C, and therefore this will be the correct option, right? So in such examples, why I explained this MCQ, the reason is in such examples, if you have to utilize only 2-minute time, then don't do it in detail. Use the property, focus on the property of eigenvalue, eigenvector, and that will be useful. Okay. So see, for a 3 by 3 matrix, say this matrix is given to you as 3, 1, 1, minus 1, 5, 1, minus 1, and 1, minus 1, 3, and one can ask you the characteristic equation. So see, whatever theory questions we have done, the same steps you have to utilize here. Calculate S1, calculate S2. Your first step of theory question is your MCQ question, right? And that's why I insist all of you to go through the assignments, go through the tutorials, go through the homeworks, go through the notes. The theory questions.
नमस्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमि
Go through the theory part in detail. Notes are provided to you in class. Go through those notes. Very long back we discussed unit 1, so I spent more time on unit 1. Unit 3 is a current topic, so I guess no revision required. And if still you need some revision, then accordingly we'll discuss. I'll let you know till evening. Okay, so if 1 hour in the evening, we'll see. This part I haven't done completely. You just have to recall the concept of. And these all properties very shabbily I haven't have written here, but very nicely those are given to you in your notes. Just go through them. Okay. Right. So with this, I'll stop here. I'll make Kushal sir host. Sir. Sir, I have made you host. Please check. Yeah. So shall I leave now? Hello, Kushal sir. Kushal sir, can you hear me? I've made you host.